So,
I realized in hindsight, you know, uh, that my life was shit was getting out of control. I had adopted a chain gang mentality because I had been locked up, prior incarceration, and I had this chain gang mentality. After I realized this, and like I say, looking back, I realized I took a chain gang mentality to the street. You'll understand why I say it in a minute because one night me and all the little jits that was on my team that looked up to me and shit that was out there on the block with me one night. We was out there hanging out, drinking, smoking, and some nigga pull up, man. He walked up, and I guess he was high and on whatever type of shit he was on, and he walked up and he was like, he was just like selling out. He was just shooting somebody up. Oh man, nigga, you don't give a fuck, nigga. You know what I'm saying, nigga? You don't be this and that and all this shit here. And so, the little jits that was up there with me, it was like me and three jits, and there were like three hoes up there. And one of the hoes I used to fuck with. And so she had her little crew with her, you know what I'm saying? And so everybody thought the shit was kind of funny. Didn't nobody know who the nigga was talking to, so one of the jits asked him, he said, hey man, who you talking to? So the nigga looked at me and say, I'm talking to that nigga right there. So I kind of smiled, I thought it was kind of humorous to an extent, you know what I'm saying? I was feeling good, got a little buzz going, was high and shit. So I kind of laughed it off. I was like, man, you better get your pussy ass from up here while you can, you know what I'm saying? And he took off again. Yeah, nigga, da 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 da, nigga. You don't look at me, nigga. You look at bitches and all this shit here, and now the little humorous part of the shit done wore off now. So I told the nigga, I said, man, fuck, nigga, I ain't looking at you, nigga. If I am looking at you, then nigga, you must be a bitch, then, nigga. So the nigga say, oh, nigga, da da da. And then when I realized, like I say, looking back, this the part of the story where I realized I had a chain gang mentality now. Because in the chain gang, ain't no guns and shit in here, so, niggas, predominantly carry knives, homemade knives and all that shit. So when the nigga went to, like, reaching, like he was reaching in his, I thought the nigga was reaching in his back pocket. So I'm thinking he finna pull out a knife. You know what I'm saying? So everybody thought the nigga was finna pull out a knife. So they were like, man, bro, that nigga that got a knife or some shit. I was like, man, let that fuck nigga, I'm gonna let him get the knife, and I'm finna knock him out, man, with his knife in his hand. So when the nigga, his back, he was facing me, so I couldn't view what he was pulling out his back. But the hoes could, because his back was toward them. So one of the hoes had screamed, oh, you better run. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga come to find out wasn't reaching in his pocket. He was reaching in the back of his pants. He didn't have a knife. He had a machete. It's jammed down like on his hip, on the side toward the back of his pants, right? So the nigga put out this fucking machete. And it was nighttime. It was dark, but, the street lights on, the store lights on, and all this shit. So, if anybody ever sharpened like metal, iron, steel, anything, you know what I'm saying, a blade, lawnmower blade, a knife blade, anything, when you sharpen that bitch be shining in the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? When that nigga pulled that motherfucking machete out and I looked at the edge of that bitch was shining so hard, it was like a dull-ass machete, a dull color, except for the cutting edge. The cutting edge was shining like platinum. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh,
okay.
Lord. You know what I'm saying? So now I just told you, you know, I used to fuck with one of the hoes that was up there, and not only is she up there, but you got like, um, two more hoes up there with us, so, you know, you got all these hoes up there. I ain't trying to run in front of no bitch, you know what I'm saying? Then I ain't finna run in front of the little chicks that look up to me, you know what I'm saying? I can't run, you know what I'm saying? So I'm finna square off with the nigga with the machete, you know, but everybody like trying to tell me to get up out of there. So, you know, in boxing terms, I'm like, what you call, I'm on bicycle, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna hit the back pedal, you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna let this nigga cut me. Chop me up there in no goddamn machete, right? So I'm kind of like on the back pedal game, so he trying to give it to me, right? So as I'm backpedaling, I'm looking down. We in the middle of the hood now. I'm on 13th Street. You know, I'm looking everywhere for a brick, a bottle, a stick, any goddamn thing. I got a pistol, but it's down the street at somebody else at the trap. You know what I'm saying? So I can't get to that right now. So I'm trying to get a brick, a bottle, anything of that nature there, a stick. So finally, I'm like, damn, I can't. I'm gonna pull up. In a minute. So I can't find nothing. So I finally been a corner going backwards, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, man, I kinda like hit the speed walk. I'm so pissed off right now how this fuck nigga just tried me. I'm looking everywhere, I'm looking. I done went, we was already on the corner. So I'm going toward from 13th to 12th in that direction. So now I'm on 12th. The first and finally the only goddamn stick I find is like one of them little small little poles when like the city or the county come do a survey, like measuring some shit off, and then they'll put a pole there with like a ribbon on top, like an orange ribbon tied around it. So I found one of them. This bitch here was so flimsy, it was dry rotted and shit. When I shook it, this bit was wobbling. You know, I was like, oh, wow. You know, but I felt like I needed anything, you know, to give me a weapon, even the odds of anything, you know what I'm saying? So as I'm grabbing that, this little chick, he done bent the corner and pull up on me. He say, hey bro, I know you don't know me, but I'm Boogie. No, the nigga say, he say, hey bro, I know you don't know me, but whatever you want to do, man, I'm down with you, man. My name Alvin. I'm Boogie little cousin. And Boogie, Boogie, his cousin was one of my main men. You know what I'm saying? That's why he pulled up on me with that shit. So I'm like, man, little bro, I don't want you to get involved in this shit, man. All I need you to do is go back in the direction you came in case that nigga try to haul ass and let me know which way he went, because I'm finna pull up from another direction. I'm finna keep going down 12th now, and I'm finna come up through a pathway that cut, you know, behind the stove and come out like on the other side of the stove where this shit had popped off at. So the chick go back like I told him to, and now I'm headed through the dark because it's in a cut instead of like on the street. I'm heading through a cut, you know what I'm saying? And I pop back out. So as I pop back out, all them that was up there were facing in the opposite direction, the direction that I left in, but now I'm pulling up from the opposite direction. So the nigga fucked around and turned around and viewed me coming down the sidewalk. Now it was a truck, like somebody that did construction. A truck was in front of the store, and behind the truck was a green Jetta. So I got my hand concealed behind my leg, so the nigga don't know what I got. He don't know if I got a knife, a pistol, a baseball bat. He don't know what I got, a crowbar. He don't know what I got. So he kind of spooked. So instead of him being on the offensive, he done went on the defensive. He running around the Jetta. I'm chasing him. He trying to run from me. But in actuality, I really ain't got no weapon because I ain't got none with this little dry rotted ass, thin ass little pole. So he running around the Jetta. And all of a sudden, he stopped when he gets to the front of the Jetta, and being the passenger side fender, like in front of the hood, he bend the corner and just like stop literally on a dime, turned and swung all in one motion and tried to hit me with the machete. He swung that bitch not side to side, but from up to down. You know what I'm saying? Like how you swing an axe. You know what I'm saying? Man, that nigga had swung that bitch. And it's funny that at the time of him, when I went through, you know, like my first, I guess you could say, spiritual journey, this one you know, it was like I was led back to this story, and I was like, shit, I know it's a God, cause it was something with my ass that night, cause I'm chasing him full speed. I stopped on the dime, but not only did I stop, and all my momentum from running forward, I stopped and actually had to lean back to weave the goddamn machete, and the machete just missed me and came down on the fender of the Jetta, the green Jetta I just say was there. He swung the bitch so hard that the impact and recoil from hitting the fender made the machete jump out his hand. Bow! And that bitch jumped out his hand. And I looked at the fender. That nigga had cut a line where the machete had hit the Jetta. It was a line in the paint. And like a very, very like fine, small, like indentation. I ain't gonna say a dent. I'm gonna say it was more like an indentation. And a line cut in the paint where that nigga hit that bitch. Now, I'm telling the story slow, but everything happening fast. Soon as that happened, soon as I weed the machete, he missed me. I immediately and automatically swung the little dry rotted ass stick and hit him in the face with it. But like I say, the stick was so weak and flimsy, it broke. It snapped. So I continued and jumped around the fender and hit him. I had the stick in my left hand. I hit him. Bam! Then I punched him with my right hand. Bam! So he fell up against the tailgate of the truck that I say was in front of the Jetta. So we between the Jetta, the hood of the Jetta, and the bed of the truck. We in between the two cars. So he finna fall, so he grabbed me like I guess to catch himself from falling down. He catch me with one hand around my waist, and the other hand, the nigga, he didn't even hesitate. He wasn't bullshitting. He tried to grab my nuts and like twist my nuts off. So the reason I say he wasn't bullshitting, cause my nuts, he done like how you get a rug burn, a carpet burn. This nigga done scraped the goddamn skin off my goddamn nuts. So he had man, that shit had pissed me off so bad. Like I say, his head was down from like where he was finna fall, where I almost knocked him out. I got so mad, I grabbed him around the neck in like a DDT move. I grabbed him around the neck with one hand, and I grabbed the back of his pants, like the belt, the waistband of his pants, and I lift him up. I lift his feet off the ground, and I walked sideways out between the truck and the car to the middle of the road. There's two yellow lines. In my mind, I'm saying to myself, man, I'm finna bust this fuck nigga brains out here in the middle of the road. I'm finna DDT this nigga ass. So that's what I do. I DDT the nigga. Like Rick Rude, you know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
the same way God was with me, God was with him. Because this wasn't no wrestling ring. This was concrete. And somehow, that nigga brains wasn't bust out. And I'm talking about, I wasn't worried about hurting myself or trying to fall sore. I was trying to get that nigga to realize the Jake the Snake DDT. And somehow, it's like, it didn't bust the nigga brains out. You know what I'm saying? So God was with me, but then God was with him. That made me more mad. When I jumped up and realized the nigga brain head wasn't bust open, I got so mad when I jumped up, I snatched him up off the ground and hit him as hard as I could. Bam! Now he was knocked out. He dropped like a sack of potatoes. So it's like I was getting more and more mad. Now I grabbed the nigga foot and went to twisting and was finna try to like break his leg. So when I did that, that's when this other nigga, it was an old school nigga they called Haircut Joe. Haircut Joe had pulled up. He wasn't up there initially, but I guess while the shit was transpiring, he pulled up. And all the jits that was up there, when they saw what I was trying to do, that when they ran, they were like, man, Greg, man, you tripping. Man, don't do him like that, bro, don't do him like that. So they trying to grab me, and they trying to stop me and shit. They're like, man, no, bro, don't break the man's leg, man, don't do him like that, man, don't break his leg, man. Man, come on, man, don't break the man's leg. So that really pissed me off. So now, Haircut Joe, when they did that, I went to looking around for the machete. So Haircut Joe grabbed the machete before I could get to it. You know what I'm saying? So I had a watch on, but when I DDT'd the nigga, it broke the waist, the band on the watch broke. So Haircut Joe grabbed the watch, like, yeah, man, bro, here goes your watch, man. No, this, man, fuck that. Well, I tell you what, y'all want to get in my business. So now I struck out and went to running. I'm finna run like 2 blocks down the street to where I say the trap was where I had the pistol at. So I'm gonna go and get this thing, man. Y'all done got in my business, man. I felt like this nigga could have killed me, man. And I done just got out of control up there, man. So I struck out running. I go down there, I grab that, I'm on the way back. I view some niggas like leaning in a car. And then the door closed, and then the car hit it. And all that. And I'm like, man, what the fuck when I get back down there? I'm kind of breathing hard. Man, where that fuck nigga at, man? They say, man, I forgot the jet name, man. He had like a little Nova or some shit. They had them put the nigga in the car, and they got him from up there before I got back down there, man. So that's when after I fucked around. It was shortly after that when I caught this charge, that's when, as I looked back and I realized that, I was on all them drugs and shit and had all type of shit going on. And damn, I lost my mind. And that's when I realized my life was all the way out of control. And I guess this is where I ended up at before one or two things happened. Before I fucked around, it would have ended up with a life sentence. Fucked around and the nigga would have killed me, one of the two. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I realized shit had done got too real in my life at that time.
But dang, yeah, hell yeah. Well, shit, I will say that's out of control. Shit.